Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I Engineer Shad Muhammad, lecturer at Department of Civil Engineering, ComSets University, Islamabad, Sahiwal campus. Welcome you all to this another interesting lecture number 13 of the subject Mechanics of Solids 2. And today we will be solving some problems, and we will be overviewing a few more fundamental concepts. Okay, statics example number 1. And determine the reaction unknown. Reactions are unknowns at points at pin B and C. Pin B and C. Here this is pin and C this is pin, and A is also pin, but he is suggesting that you have to find reactions at B and C. Okay, neglect the weight of the members compared to the distributed load. So weight of the member you should neglect. Otherwise, if this is having some weight, then that here should be a force shown, and here should be the mass should be given, and you should convert that to force. And remember, students, that in real structures you must consider the weight of the member, self weight of the member. It is a common practice in engineering books and even solutions and even in illustrations that we mostly neglect, but don't make it a habit that even book writers should include this self weight of the members in their problems. Anyhow, to simplify their solutions and to provide the concept at fundamental level to the students, it is necessary that many complex assumptions should be ignored. Okay, this is a force and member and connected members and pin connected members, and you can see how fascinating that if this member was just having overhanging and pin connected, then this moment was allowed, but just this one just braced this whole beam. Okay, how are you going to solve? Choose BCD as subsystem. This is BCD as a subsystem of interest because the desired unknowns and the external loads act on it. Why we choose this one? Because we want to find unknowns. Reaction at B and reaction at C, and it is pin connection, so two reactions at here, horizontal and vertical, two reactions at here, horizontal and vertical. Okay, once we have chosen a subsystem and are about to impose equilibrium on it, we can replace the uniformly distributed force by a statically equivalent force. Yeah, we can, for simplicity of our calculation, force, this is uniformly distributed. How you are going to convert this uniformly distributed force to concentrated force? This is a rectangular area. You have to calculate the area and you will get the concentrated force, and that will act at centroid of that area. Centroid, not center of gravity, centroid. Centroid is geometric center. Center of gravity lies somewhere. It is not necessary that that is uniformly at the center of the body. Where mass will be greater, that center of gravity will move towards that rectangle. It is area, length multiplied by breadth. This is area, rectangle. It is area, length multiplied by breadth. This is area, rectangle. It is area, length multiplied by breadth. This is length and this is breadth, and you will get 1200, 4000 multiplied by 300, 1200, and it will act at the center of this shape. So this one, and distance is 300, so half of the distance, so 1500 here, 150, and this is 600 millimeter, and bx and by are unknowns, two unknowns, and here this is pin connection and you can see that pin connections, there are two reactions. So this is inclined, this will be applying an inclined force, or you can resolve it in two components, x and y, however you like. Okay, you can solve it without resolution too. The interaction, okay, draw the free body diagram. This is the free body diagram. Supports have been removed, connected members have been removed, and forces and unknowns are shown. This is the free body diagram. Understood? Draw the free body diagram. In general, the forces exerted by a pin has an unknown direction. Force exerted by a pin has unknown direction, because we are going to find them, and their magnitude is unknown and their direction is also unknown. Interesting point is this: we don't know anything about this. We just know is this that it can resist what thing. Hence two unknown component such as bx and by. Okay, one thing that how we are going to know that moment, it is not resisting moment. How we are going to know? Physically you cannot move this thing. You can see that force is applied, but here it cannot move due to this bracing. And why moment restraint has not been shown in its unknowns? Why? Or why moment restraint have not been shown at point C? This cannot move. Thing is like this, that behavior, how it is going to behave when subsystems are removed. If you want to understand behavior of this support, you have to remove all other things, and just the connected member with this support needs to be under consideration. Okay, you remove this bracing and then consider this beam and this support, and you will understand that this is this can allow moment and rotation. Second thing, what about this one? You are interested in this one. Okay, you can consider two things. Moment at support C. How you are going to consider? You remove this support, you remove this support, and here you are. If you apply a force over here, this will move because this is pin. Okay, moment is allowed, no restriction. Okay. Second way, consider this beam and this pin, and this force the support has been removed. A force is applied here, moment is allowed. Yeah, this beam can rotate. Force is applied here. Yeah, this beam can rotate. So by this way you can understand the behavior of supports. Otherwise, if you are seeing the whole assembly, you will get confused that why this support cannot rotate, cannot allow rotation. So why we have not shown an unknown of rotation? So this is the reason. Alright, okay. The interaction of at C could likewise be represented by Cx and Cy. Yeah, it can be represented by that thing, but it can also be represented by their resultant. This is resultant of Cx and Cy. However, we note that the attached body AC is a two-forced member. This AC, two forces, and its weight is neglected, and the only forces on it are due to pin at C and A. Here are forces and here are forces, and no other forces. And forces here are unknown. So you cannot solve this member. To solve this member and you just want to find the PAC, that is impossible, because here two unknowns are there and here two unknowns are there and four unknowns, and you have three equations, merely three equations, and that's it. From three equations you are not going to solve this one. So this member cannot be solved by equilibrium equation, or you cannot plan to work out on this one. Okay. To maintain equilibrium of AC, these forces must act along the line AC joining the 2 points of the forces at equilibrium. Okay. The forces, unknown forces PAC, could act in either sense. It will have the sense that is drawn if it turns out to be positive. So why it has placed PAC in arrow upwards? Why not downward? This is an assumption, because we don't know, we are unaware how it is going to behave. But looking at the forces, external forces, we can suggest that this will be bearing. So bearing requires compressive, there will be compression. Compression is shown by two arrows moving externally. Alright. If your answers of PAC became positive and came out to be positive, then that means that your direction, assumed direction, is okay. If that PAC answers get negative, then that means that this is vector, and that vector assumption what you have done is in other direction. All right. Okay. Now we have to solve this one. So summation of moment about any point, you can do point this one, this one, this one, this one. If you are summing moment about this one, there will be three unknowns. Okay, this will be having no moment arm, so Bx will pass through that point, and two unknowns, so that you will get an equation and you will have to further solve multiple equations. That will be quite hectic. So you should take moment about this point or this point. That will make one unknown, and that will be easier to solve. That's up to you. The summation of moments about point B directly gives the PAC. So point B or point AC, you can take moment about point B. So this forces cannot apply any moment, this BY, because they don't have moment arm, and you can see that that is your assumption. You should declare it over here that clockwise moment or anti-clockwise moment is positive. So here you have used clockwise moment as negative. So force into moment arm, 1200 multiplied by 750, 600 plus 150, 750. Force multiplied by perpendicular distance is moment arm, and its effect is in clockwise direction, so negative. And this will have anti-clockwise direction moment effect, and PAC multiplied by this directional component. So you are going to resolve it in PAC x and PAC y. So PAC x is PAC cos 50 and PAC y is PAC sin 150. So PAC x have no moment arm because that will pass through this point about which you are going to calculate moment. But PAC y, let me show you. Okay, next time maybe we have some illustration or marking tools PACY will have some perpendicular distance, PACY multiplied by moment R. So PACY, how you are going to find PACY? PAC sine 50, that will be PACY multiplied by PAC sine 50 multiplied by moment arm. So okay, any other force? No, this force and this force. This force and vertical component of this force will be contributing to moment about point B is equal to 0, because that is equilibrium equation, that summation of all the moments is equal to 0. So you can solve that is equal to 0. So just unknown is this one. So you can easily find 1958 Newton. Quite high. Okay, note that PAC is greater than 0. We assumed the sense was correct. Had it been negative, then our direction, we should have changed its direction, that its behavior is that member's behavior is then tensile. Now it's compressive. Now sum of forces, okay, you have found PAC, and PAC is unknown. Now you can just find y component and x component. X you can very easily find that summation of fx is equal to 0, and in this direction rightwards that forces are positive. So bx plus PAC is also in positive x direction. PAC, which component of PAC is going to contribute in fx? Which one? Okay, you are right, horizontal one, PAC x. So PAC x, how you are going to resolve? PAC cos theta, horizontal component, PAC cos theta is equal to 0, and PAC is unknown, and this fx is equal to 0. So you can find bx is equal to minus 1259. Bx is minus, so means this direction, assumed direction, is wrong. It should be this side. Similarly, summation of fy is equal to 0. Fy by upwards is positive, by plus PAC sine 50 and minus 1200 is equal to 0, and you can see that PAC is known and by we are going to find, and that is also minus. So that means that by direction is also wrong. Assumed directions are wrong. Magnitude is okay, unit is okay, but direction is wrong, and solution is okay. Note that bx is less than 0. So it is opposite to the sense assumed that by is less than 0. So it is also opposite to the sense assumed. Here are the forces in the correct sense. These are the correct sense. Now okay, note that the force component, okay, note that the force component of B are equivalent to the force of magnitude B in the direction theta. So you can see that B can also be resolved, and resolved not, resultant can be found. How? Resultant magnitude is square root of x component square plus y component square, and this is this one. And how, at which angle this is going to be subjected? Theta is equal to tangent inverse Fy divided by Fx. You need not to mention plus and minus because these are already plus. Had you been putting these one numerical calculation, then you should have placed minus and minus, and but still that would have been plus. That doesn't matter. And plus minus do not affect your angles. That will come out, and even if that is negative, then that means that your assumed direction, if you are just calculating over here, then that direction is wrong. You should your arrow should not be like this one. Your arrow should be downwards, this one, like this one. Here he should have shown this one. Okay, this is also another mistake. He has not shown the resultant. So why he has done calculation? You can see that there can be mistakes. Here where she should have shown a resultant like this. Otherwise just making copies of this picture doesn't mean anything. Alright, so this is an end to example number 1. Here we are with another problem, statics example number 2. Problem states that determine the reactions at support A. Here it is support A, and we have to find the reaction which represents a body to which the structure ABC is rigidly attached. ABC is rigidly attached, and this is a structure. And the linear distributed force has a maximum force per length of Q. So this is the magnitude Q, and this is the linear distribution, and this is the concentrated load QA, and this is length 3A, and this is A. Alright, it states that you should find the reaction at support A. You can see that the support is fixed, and there will be 3 reactions, 2 translational restraints and 1 rotational restraints. Restraints or constraints both mean same. Okay, solution. These are the assumed directions that we have applied, that we suppose that this whole body, due to this whole forcing, this whole loading on this body, the support will react in these directions. However, if you look at practically, then it is quite harder to decide that AX should be in this direction or that direction, because here it is loading and its magnitude is Q, and apparently it should be at this arrow should be in opposite direction, but here, okay, this force will not be contributing to horizontal loading, so this arrow direction is apparently wrong. It should be opposite to this force, this loading. Secondly, AY is okay because this force is not contributing lateral, horizontal loading is not contributing in vertical direction, so only this force is contributing towards this direction. So these should be equal and opposite to maintain the equilibrium. And third one, moment, either it should be counterclockwise or clockwise. It is quite harder to decide because there are 2 different, this is triangular load and this is concentrated load, and it is applying counterclockwise moment, and this force is applying clockwise moment, and both magnitudes are not available variables. So we cannot decide that it will be resisting in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Anyhow, let's move to a solution. Choose the single member ABC as a subsystem. Okay, single member ABC as a subsystem. You should have to draw free body diagram, and this is your free body diagram. You have removed the support, you have removed all the additional members, and you have isolated a sub-member or subsystem, and you have shown different forces and external forces and support reactions. Draw the free body diagram. This is the free body diagram. with a fixed support and loading in a plane. It is fixed support and loading is in plane x and y. At A there is an unknown couple. At A there is an unknown couple. Couple you say or moment you say, that means same. And a force of unknown magnitude and direction. And there are two forces of unknown magnitude and direction. Since we are about to sum forces and moments, the linearly distributed forces can be replaced by statically equivalent QA divided by 2. He says that you should replace this uniformly varying load with some concentrated load. How? Its magnitude you have to calculate the area of this shape, 1 by 2 base into height. This is its height Q and this is its base 3A. So 1 by 2 multiplied by Q into 3A. So it summarizes at Q into 3A divided by 2. Acting at the point that is 2 by 3 from the distance from the point of zero distributed force to the point of maximum distributed force. So where it will be applied, this resultant of this whole area, this will be applied at 2 by 3 of the base distance or 1 by 3 of the base distance from maximum loading or peak, or 2 by 3 from minimum loading. You can see over here 3QA divided by 2, and it has been placed at 2 by 3 divided by base, 2 by 3 divided by 3A. So 3 will cut, and what is remaining is 2A. So it will be placed like here, and direction will be same as this original uniformly varying load was depicting. Okay, and this load is QA. That's fine. Now we have to find these support reactions. How we are going to find it? You can take moment over here, you can take moment over here, here, anywhere. But make sure that you are going to extract some value from wherever you are going to apply the formula of moment. So it will be feasible here, and it will be feasible here. But here you can see that if you are applying over here, then there will be 3 unknowns and there will still be unknowns. So if you apply over here, then this is known and this is known, and these are external loadings. So you have only one option, that you apply moment over this point, moment about point A. So here you are going to calculate moment about point A. So you should apply some directional component, that you should assume that either clockwise will be positive or anti-clockwise will be positive, and that is your own assumption, and that's fine. Okay, what he has taken, that he has taken 3QA, he has taken anti-clockwise as positive. Okay, let's move. Here we are this horizontal x directional loading, as this is passing through this point where we are calculating the moment. So this will not have any moment arm, so moment of this will be 0, and moment of this point, this force will also be 0. But this is another couple or moment, so it will be applied. So you can see that anti-clockwise is positive. So moment at A is available. We don't know its magnitude yet, so we do not know that it is existing right now, and we have written MA. And let's move down, and you can see that this force is applying an anti-clockwise moment, and it should be minus. If this is positive, then this should be minus. Okay, we don't know its magnitude, so okay, we have taken that anti-clockwise is positive, so anti-clockwise is positive. 3QA divided by 2 into 2A, then minus, we move forward, and then this one QA multiplied by this A, as this is its moment arm, So as this point is passing through this point, so this we will take moment about this point, QA multiplied by A, and it should be minus because it is clockwise. Okay, let's move forward. Then it is also it is anti-clockwise. Okay, we have taken over here clockwise, anti-clockwise, so this will be positive because we do not know. He has already found it and he has changed its direction. So by solving this equation we get minus 2QA square. He is stating that the assumed direction was wrong. Magnitude is fine, but assumed direction was wrong, so we have changed the direction. 2QA square, that's fine. Now some forces to find the force components AX and AY. Summation of Fx is equal to 0, summation of Fy is equal to 0. See, typo errors. It should be summation of Fy is equal to 0. You should be very careful in studying any book that there can be mistakes. Summation of Fx is equal to 0. What are the horizontal forces? This one, and not this is vertical force, and this one Ax. So this x-axis rightwards it is positive. We are considering it's positive. You should mention the directional components, positive directional components, and Ax positive plus this one, this is the force, resolved force, is equal to 0. So Ax is equal to minus this one. It shows that Ax direction is wrong. As I told you in start of this problem solution that Ax direction is wrong, and it has proved that. Okay, now Ay, summation of Fy is equal to 0. Summation of Fy, this Ay is existing and this one, and this is not contributing to Ay. So QA and minus, and this will be positive because this Ay is assumed direction is okay. Note that Ax is less than 0, so it is opposite to the sense assumed. Ay is greater than 0, so it is in the sense assumed. Ma is less than 0, so it is opposite to the sense assumed. The reaction at A are redrawn in the correct sense. So means if there are minus signs, then you can redraw the original figure. Alright, now note that the force components at A are equivalent to the force of magnitude A in the direction theta. As you can see that these are two components at the one point, so you can find their resultant, and resultant you can find by A is equal to under root Fx square plus Fy square, and this is your Fx and this is your Fy, and under root, so you will get this one, and it's where you are going to apply, in which direction you do not know. At least you know that it will be in between this arrow and this arrow, so it should be over here in second quadrant. If this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, then it should be in second quadrant, but at which angle? To the horizontal. So you can find a horizontal angle as theta is equal to tangent inverse Fy divided by Fx. Fy, this is Fy divided by Fx, you will get. Okay, you can also find it by using sine inverse and cos inverse, but you will be able to find, if you are using cos inverse, then you will be finding almost 180 minus this degree, so you will be finding that angle, and if you are using sine, then you will be finding this 90 minus 33.39 degree, this degree. But you cannot use okay, A is the resultant, and okay, you can find them, but what about this you have this component through proper base, and curly brown here. Hypotenuse is not available, so that will have a lot of hectic type of calculation of engineering mechanics to find it with cos and sine. Alright, that's it. This was the problem, and very simple problem, and let's move to problem number 3. It states that find the reaction at support A. Support A is this one, and support B and C and D. And you can see that hinge support, roller support, and hinge support or pin support. This is also pin support. Pin and hinge are alternative, and they mean same. So two reactions over here, one reaction over here, and one reaction over here. These are 4 reactions, and you have one beam, and you have also hinge support. So support wise, you have 2 reactions, 3, 4 reactions, and available equations are 3. So this is the case in which you can apply that principle that no matter your equations are 3, unknowns are 4, but still you can solve it. How you are going to solve it, that will be interesting. So let me overview that. Maybe we get an idea. So if we are going to solve a whole beam, then there will not be enough equations, and we will be quite troublesome. Then if you separate this out, this is hinge support, so there will be 2 reactions. So this member, if we isolate it, 2 reactions here and 3 reactions. So 1 member and 3 reactions and 3 equations supporting that. So you will very easily solve that. And if you just separate this beam over here, 2 reactions, 3 reactions, 3 reactions, and 3 equations, very easy. Because this unknown you would have found out with the help of 3 equations available for this part. Alright. Solution states that choose the entire structure as the subsystem. Entire structure should be taken as a subsystem. Draw the free body diagram. This is the free body diagram. 2 reactions over here, 1 reaction over here, vertical reaction, and 1 vertical reaction over here. And its direction is assumed, supposed that By will be upward. It can be downward, but apparently all the loading is from upward, so it will be just bearing it downward, so it will be just bearing it in the direction upwards. Okay, draw the free body diagram. This is your free body diagram. The unknown support reactions are drawn, including the pin at A and roller at B and D. Pin at A, roller at B, and roller at D. Notice the pin at C is internal to the subsystem. This is internal to the subsystem, so no force at C are drawn. So this is internal hinge. It is a hinge or pin, and this is not external support, so no support reaction has been drawn. One cannot solve for all the forces from the subsystem ABCD. If you are just studying this whole subsystem ABCD, then you are going wrong, and you are just messed up, and this is an indeterminate structure or indeterminate beam. Because there are 4 unknowns AX, AY, BY, and DY, but only 3 equilibrium equations. Only 3 equilibrium equations, it is not solvable. Mathematics will fail over here. Notice ABCD can be separated into 2 subsystems. This is your mental sharpness, that is there any way out? Yes, there is. Without cutting through a part, here are the free body diagram for these 2 subsystems. Notice that the forces exerted by pin C now appears, and that they are drawn as equal and opposite on 2 subsystems. So these internal support reactions should be shown equal but opposite. This is important. If you just join them together, then there are no forces. So this is up to you, that it Cx is here and Cx is here and Cy and Cy. Okay, we isolated this one, and because it has 3 unknowns, Use subsystem CD to solve Cx, Cy and dy first. Okay, moment about C. D, you have to assume that what is positive and what is not positive, because there are two different moments, and this one will apply counterclockwise and this will apply clockwise. Moment at point C. Moment about point C states that minus 50, and what's the angle? 345 triangle he has given, 345 triangle. You can find angle from here, this one cos, by using cos, tan or cos, but you can directly use them because cos is equal to base and divided by hypotenuse. So this is your base and this is your hypotenuse, 3 divided by 5. He has used through proper base, through perpendicular, and divided by 5, 4 divided by 5. So this one multiplied by, this is the resolution, this one. People hypotenuse, some people have this vertical component, this because this will be contributing, this is horizontal component, it will not be contributing towards this moment. So this angle we want to find this vertical component. So 50 sine theta, and sine theta can be written as 3 by 4, 4 by 3, 4 by 5, sorry, 4 by 5 some people have, and rest is this moment arm. What is this moment arm? 8 meter, 8 meter, and this is clockwise positive, dy into this one and is equal to 0, and solving for dy you get 22.9 kilonewton. That's fine, 22.9 kilonewton, and dy direction is okay. dy you have found, and cy you can very easily find, and cx you can find. Cx, summation of fx is equal to 0. Cx is plus 50, its direction is in positive direction, so plus 50, and its horizontal component cos theta, 50 cos theta. Either you can find the angle or using this 345 triangle. This is curly brown here, 3 by 5, 3 by 5, and no moment arm because you are calculating forces, not moment, is equal to 0. So Cx is equal to, you get minus 13 kilonewton. So assumed direction is wrong, it should be outwards. Similarly, we find summation of Fy, and summation of Fy can be very easily found by using assuming that what is positive and what is not positive. Assumes upward force is positive, Cy minus 50, and sine component will contribute towards this, and 50 sine theta or 50. Some people have perpendicular hypotenuse, 4 divided by 5, and with no moment arm because we are calculating forces, and more is this dy which we have found, and that is plus, and you find its Cy is equal to 17.14 kilonewton. So very easily you found one part of your subsystem, that how you are going to find the reaction of a subsystem. And now with the help of this solution we can find unknowns over the other system. So now use subsystem ABC to solve the remaining unknowns, and this is known 30 kilonewton and 17.14 kilonewton. Okay, one thing, that this direction is minus 30. You should change the direction because this assumed direction is wrong. If you are using the same direction and using minus component, then that's fine too if you are using minus within your equation. But if you are not using minus and your direction is same, then you are doing a mistake. Okay. And start solving the problem. Okay. And start solving the problem. Okay. Moment about any point. This point we can do. This point we can do. You should find a place to find the moment where you can eliminate maximum unknowns and you can find one unknown. This is the trick. Where you want to take moment, at that point where there are a lot of unknowns, and you are going to eliminate them by taking moment about that point and just getting a resultant of one force. So moment about point A is equal to 0, and assume the direction what he has taken, that by, and it is counterclockwise as positive. So by multiplied by this moment arm, that is by multiplied by moment arm 16 meter, and then now there is this one 17.14 multiplied with this whole moment arm. Okay, sometimes this distance is also given, the distance from this pin and this external support, external part of the beam. So you have to only multiply with this pin, the center of the pin. Okay, then that's 0, and you have to find By, and that is 30 kilonewton. That's okay. Now so a simple summation of Fx is equal to 0, and using summation of Fy is equal to 0, you found Ax is equal to minus 30 kilonewton and Ay is equal to minus 12.86 kilonewton. So minus means that your assumed direction is wrong. Now since all components are known, draw all the forces in the correct senses at each point. So you have drawn all the forces in by the correct sense, and this is your solution with proper directions. Okay, now you can see one thing that interests me. This one and this one is your proper solution. Here is the C. We have not shown that part. It's another part of the beam. Okay, that is another thing. This part he should have shown it over here with all those reactions, found out reactions. So you can see that vertical force and these are balancing each other. One thing is for sure, that this component is applying, means there is no force available over here, but there can be force generated when there is an applying force at nearby beam, and this concept has been used quite majorly in structure designs and structure analysis. When your slab or beam is, this is called a loading envelope, that one part of the beam is loaded, and due to loading on one part of the beam there is loading, some influencing loading on another part of the beam. So apparently by looking at this part you will say that okay, there will be no reactions at all because there is no loading at all, and there is hinge too. It do not allow moment. And one thing that I forgot, that hinge do not allow do allow moment. They cannot resist moment. By do not allowing moment means I meant that they do not resist moment, but they do allow moment, and you can see that no moment component has been evaluated. Okay, these are the 2 points that how you are going to evaluate. 3 points that even indeterminate beam can be solved by using some common sense and subdividing the components. And it is only possible when there is some hinge component. This is an important point. Second point. The first point is this, that no matter equilibrium equations are less, you can find the solution. And these are rare cases. And that rare case is by the provision of hinge. Second point, hinge do not resist moments even if that hinge is internal to the beam. And internal hinge, how you are going to provide your beam can be of, I cannot draw over here, one beam like this one, and it has some reduced area, and this beam, and another beam is placed over here. It is mostly done in bridges and longer span beams. Okay, this one, so it will allow moment. This is second point. Third point is this, that that was quite exciting. What was the third point? Okay, loading envelope. Loading envelope is an interesting concept, that no matter if there is no external loading, loading in a neighborhood can influence create some influencing loading on the nearby elements. So this will be affected by this loading. And you can also, when your structures are quite heavy and there are rare chances of live loading, because maybe this is a frame structure, and this is one of part of the beam, and here it is an auditorium, and here is also auditorium, and you cannot design with the full loading, and you will take that advantage that sometimes this will be loaded and sometimes this will be loaded and sometimes both will be loaded. So this creates an additional combination of loading when you are going to analyze your structures. So that's it from today. We solved 3 problems, and quite interesting and quite fascinating, and almost we studied some real-time examples, and now you are capable enough that you can model a real-time structure, not a structure component or structural member, and you can solve and find the unknowns. That's a skill, that capacity you have availed that. Thank you, and see you in next lecture. Assalamu alaikum.